numerous educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's Beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am Kyle Wallace, your host of Truth to Power, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. You can always call in, text in at 833-212-1017. That Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. As always, I want y'all to watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe as we are on our road to 5,000 subscribers. So again, give us a like and a subscribe every single day so you do not miss one of your favorite Truth shows. Shout out to Rhea Riley holding it down on the ones and the twos.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, and shout out to you, Truth Nation. Welcome back, Sherwin Hughes. Good to see Sherwin again. Haven't seen Sherwin since last week, so welcome back to Sherwin Hughes. And I'm excited for another great show today. Your boy's feeling great, and you know what, Rhea? I think we can get right into it because you know what it's time for. It's time for Off the Top here on Truth to Power.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you gotta get off your chest today.
Yes, Truth Nation, y'all know what I gotta get off my chest today, or maybe you don't, but I gotta let y'all know. So there was breaking news. Almost broke the dang mic, y'all. There was breaking news yesterday. I think it was right after my show or around my show that Milwaukee has a new director of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety here in Milwaukee, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention. Isn't that interesting? What did I talk about yesterday? Oh, she may remember.
Auditing our different organizations in Milwaukee.
And in nepotism and all that. And I talked about the Office of Violence Prevention. Now, I did not know my show yesterday would be so relevant come today, Truth Nation. Now, Milwaukee has a new leader of the Office of Wellness and Safety, or Community Wellness and Safety, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention. This position has had many leaders during its short time in existence, or I should say change. Reggie Moore came in. It's been in it around since 2008. Reggie Moore came in 2016, and he kind of took it we was attempting to take it to a whole different level, right? They were getting more funding. They were growing. The office went from a one-person show to having a full office. I know people who work for the Office of Violence Prevention. And so, to me, based off the violence, uptick of violence that we have seen, the Office of Violence Prevention, now known as the Office of Community Wellness and Safety here in Milwaukee, is a critical office and a critical need for our community, because we definitely need to have a strategy, we definitely need to have ideas, and we definitely need to have a plan. And so when we talk about change and leadership, it is essential that we bring in the right individual. And yesterday when y'all heard me talk about nepotism and y'all heard me talk about decisions that were made, I didn't realize that this was going to happen. And so if you go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, you're able to see a news story from TMJ4 that talks about the changes that came to the city of Milwaukee with the new director of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety here in Milwaukee. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, hear a news story from TMJ4, or make sure y'all turn the radios all the way up. Y'all know it's buffering. Y'all know technology be crazy here. Well, Rhea, when we get it ready, we get it ready. It's buffering. Our system must be slow. They don't want me to be great around here, but it's fine. Listen, I'm just going to get right into it. The gentleman's there it is.
Johnson has made a surprise pick to lead the city's Office of Community Wellness and Safety. He is Adam Purcell, who the mayor says is a widely respected advocate for violence prevention and community safety. Purcell was not one of the 3 finalists for that position that were announced months ago. Purcell will
Technology is wild, y'all. So y'all already heard it. It's cool, Rhea. Technology wild. I'm great, so I ain't got to worry about it. Listen, I like just giving y'all other stories, let other people talk. But Adam Purcell is the new individual who will be the leader of this department. Now, I don't know much about Adam, right? I don't. But what I do know is that Adam definitely has a passion, right? And he has a passion for the work, and he has a passion for telling the story. Now, his background is extremely interesting. He, at the age of 15, was part of a murder. And he ended up having to serve potentially, 20 to 25 years of life in prison. He ended up getting out. He was 15. He was charged as an adult, right? He ended up getting out of jail. And what he was able to do after 20 years, I believe, and what he was able to do after that 20 years, right, was he was able to actually turn his life around, but use his story, right? His story to help others. He created a nonprofit organization that goes around and helps people with reentry, right? And goes around talking to police forces in different communities about how to understand and sympathize and empathize with those who are trying to reenter from doing crime. So the work that Adam does is great work, no doubt. And I don't know him whatsoever, but I know he has a passion for the work and a passion for telling the story, and his life experience will allow for him to have empathy for those who commit crimes. Again, with his focus being on re-entry in the community after committing a crime, I think that's good work. Now, the question I have, Truth Nation, the question I pose to you all, Truth Nation, what I want to hear from you all is, can that work translate over to creating a strategic plan to put resources in the right places to keep the community safer and keep the community growing and thriving? That is what I really want to know, because you can have a nice, cute story, and this is beyond a cute story, not trying to be disrespectful, because I think it's a phenomenal story. But what we need is somebody who knows what they're doing and can hit the ground running and find success. So we will see how this ends up working out. But of course, I always have questions, because I will admit the thing that I am most concerned about in this situation is something I spoke about yesterday with the nepotism, right? Nepotism here in Milwaukee. Because again, I believe it is showing that we are choosing folks that we are familiar with versus folks that we think might be best for the job, which is, again, that is a prerogative of Mayor Cavalier Johnson, who made this. And again, this is no slight at Adam whatsoever, because I don't know him and I think he could excel in this role. But I do believe some type of nepotism played a role, again, in the selection of leadership and a vital role in Milwaukee. And that's where my questions come in at, Truth Nation, is because at the end of the day, what I want is I want us to have the best leaders in the best position to position this city to move forward, to position for this city to be safer, to position for young kids not to have to grow up here in gunfire and think that that's normal. I never forget where I grew up at. I grew up close to the Wild 100s. And I just remember when I used to hear gunshots randomly at night. Again, I'm a sheltered guy. You know, I didn't grow up around gunplay. I didn't grow up with none of that, right? So when the Wild 100's over there, when I hear gunshot, I'm thinking it's fire. I'm like, what is that? That's a weird noise. It's not until a bullet went through my parents' window. And I think I was about 25 years old. I was freshly home from grad school, living with my parents. And I remember we heard a loud boom. And I remember my dad came up from the basement. I came downstairs from my bedroom. And we were like, what in the world was that? And we go look, and there's literally a bullet in the cabinet, head level. I'm like, dang, it's getting wild over here. Now, they cleaned up the Wild 100s, thankfully, so it's definitely much safer. But my whole point is, I don't want people to have to deal with that type of trauma. So this position that Adam is in, the position that Cavalier Johnson put him in, is a vital role that hopefully can positively impact lives and can hopefully help our community wellness and bring better safety and prevent violence. Now, from what was said at the press conference by Mayor Cavalier Johnson and Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky, it is clear to me that Adam Purcell is well known in the circles of leadership in Milwaukee, and he was not an outsider. It is clear to me that he is within the circle, and when the mayor asked for us to trust his judgment with the decision, I immediately raised red flags in my mind, right? I'm immediately like, I don't know. And Rhea, I'll ask you this. You've been on the truth for a while. You've been around for a while. You've been in Milwaukee for a while. If you hear Cavalier Johnson asking us to trust his judgment, do you just believe what he says with open arms, or are you skeptical?
No, it's immediate side eye.
It's immediate side eye. And again, I will always repeat this. When I provide criticisms of the mayor, it is about the job performance. It is not about him as a human being, because I believe he's a great human being, and he has raised the profile of downtown Milwaukee. We have had phenomenal events in downtown Milwaukee, and he was part of that, right? He knew how to follow a plan very well. So with praise comes criticism. And I think with this, his judgment of selecting leadership is questionable. It is extremely questionable, and I think as a community, we have every right to say, okay, I don't know about all that, but we ain't have no choice, and we just gonna have to wait and see. But I think it's okay to be skeptical, because after Reggie Moore left the then Office of Violence Prevention, we have had 5 different leaders in 4 years. 5 different leaders in 4 years in an office that important. As part of that leadership, you had 2 interim individuals, and then you had 3 people now who have been named the full-time leader of that, right? And so you had the interim leader of Anita Holloman, who was fired by Cavalier Johnson, but was appointed by Tom Bear, so it was not his selection. But then Cavalier Johnson decided to choose Ashanti Hamilton, who we talked about yesterday, who was not qualified for the job. He was appointed by Mayor Johnson, and he had no history of working in the health department, but was hired anyway to work in that field that he had no prior history of experience doing that. Again, I feel like that was a job that was given to him, not earned. And all of a sudden, less than 3 years later, he stepped down from the job, right? So now you have constant turnover. So in a position that is so vital to help curb violence that is still out of control in this city, I was just in Denver, Colorado, and they have less than 60 murders in a year. I think last year was like 54, and that was high, right? You go to other places and you think we think murder's normal, but it's not. It's not at all. We have a problem here, and this office is here to try to help the community. And when you have constant turnover in leadership, how can you actually create a strategic plan to prevent violence, to provide community wellness, to provide safety? So that is a failure on not only Tom Barrett, but a failure on Cavalier Johnson. And he's trying to right this ship, but again, based off his history of hiring, because we can even talk about Hackham that I talked about yesterday, and look how he hired Willie Hines, which that was an absolute disaster, and somebody who was unqualified. That is what I'm basing this off of. And so based off his past history of putting people in positions of leadership that are important, we should all be very weary of trusting the judgment of Mayor Cavalier Johnson when he selects people for certain leadership, because most of them have left in either controversy like Willie Hines, or people have left quickly like Ashanti Hamilton. Was it about the job, or was it about the money? That is the great question that I have. And Cavalier, again, is a great guy, but some of his picks have just not worked out. But I'm pulling for Adam Purcell. I'm pulling for him. because he's the guy, he's in the position, and I'm hoping for the best. And I do love his story. Now, just because you got a good story doesn't mean that you have the tools and the skills in order to truly help the city succeed and thrive at the objectives. Milwaukee needs great leadership, and they need someone who is confident and has a vision on how to curb violence. So I hope Adam Purcell is confident. I hope he knows how to be collaborative, and I hope he has a plan of action to help reduce crime and keep people safe over the next 5 years. Adam, I'm rooting for you. And if you're listening and you know Adam, I'm rooting for him. The community should be rooting for him. You can disagree and not trust the judgment of Cavalier Johnson, but we have to hope that he got it right this time. 833-212-1017. Truth Nation, do you trust Cavalier Johnson's judgment with the selection of the new leader of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety? Have you seen enough for him to, when he says, I'm going to just need y'all to trust me on this? That's what he said. Because to me, anytime anybody says, I'm going to need y'all to trust me, and it might have been because of the fact that Adam Purcell wasn't initially part of the original final candidates. He never had an open forum where the community got a chance to ask questions of him. It's supposed to be coming. So maybe, just maybe, that's why he's saying it. But for me, when I make decisions from a place of confidence. I don't ask for you to just trust me. I ask for you to just watch the results fall in. That's the way I operate. And so I would prefer for the mayor to say, not only do I need y'all to trust me, but watch what y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see this is a home run. That's what I want him to say. But he probably knows his own track record. He knows his own history of selecting leadership where he's probably skeptical of himself. But 833-212-1017, do you have trust in Mayor Cavalier Johnson that he is asking for in his selection of Adam Purcell as the new director of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention? Do you trust the judgment of our leader, Mayor Cavalier Johnson? 833-212-1017. And what can we do to make this city safer, this community safer, and curb the violence that we have seen in the community? Because crime is down, but murders are up. Lives being lost is up. That is a problem, and it is now on not just Adam, but on many people in the community to help curb this violence. Again, 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk and text line. You can call in or you can text in. You can also go to YouTube and chat in there. But I see your calls. I see your texts. We will get to those after, because that is a big question that I have, because to me, this is the story of the day. This is a huge position. And all I'm going to do is hope that Chevy made the right decision, but I'm going to be skeptical. And I want to know if you're skeptical as well, or if you know Adam's story, you know Adam personally, or you heard him speak. I would love to hear from you as well, because I believe in his story. And I'm waiting to see the results, and I'm hoping for him to be successful. But again, I'm weary of anything that Cavalier Johnson does when it comes to selecting leadership in vital roles in our community. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts next. But again, we'll be back in 3 minutes here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Your expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because their home policies help protect your dreams and come with a peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote from an agent at amfam.com. Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, assigned as operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Maya is always on the move, and so is her mayor. She and her money are a lot to keep track of. Good thing Maya banks with Landmark Credit Union and uses their amazing mobile app. Maya checks her balance, deposits checks, pays bills, even transfers money between friends. So while Maya is coming and going, she can see her funds coming, going, and, best of all, growing. Landmark Credit Union. Banking made easy. Insured by NCUA.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power. Why do I have this here today? This doesn't seem right, Rhea. I don't have the cash giveaway today. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday. What does it say? What time is that? Oh, this is all wrong. This says 13:13. That's 1 o'clock. Yeah, I see. Whoa. Well, this is right, though. Truth Nation, please join us at our third annual Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. That's this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. We'll also be broadcasting live from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. as well. I'll be joining Tori Lowe from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we broadcast live. But admission to Truth Family Fest is absolutely free and a great place to have fun while celebrating with family and friends. There will also be amazing food, great music, and the opportunity to win some big prizes, including backpacks for the kids. So make sure you save the date for our third annual Truth Family Fest for this Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. The Truth Family Fest is presented by Crash Course Driver's Education Center and U.S. Cellular, also sponsored by Milwaukee Area Technical College, Landmark Credit Union, U.S. Bank, Milwaukee Public Schools, Gruber Law Offices, Big Frog, Educators Credit Union, and Riverside University High School. Again, this is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we're having a conversation talking about the big changes that came to the city as we have a new Office of Community Wellness and Safety, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention. We have a new director, a new leader. His name is Adam Purcell. Adam has a great story about working with the reentry program and working to help people who, who committed crimes find their way back in life. Adam himself did commit a crime, part of a murder case back when he was 15 years old, and he has grown from that, and he has gone on to do some great work, and now he has a big job in front of him as he is now in charge of running, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention in Milwaukee. That has been an extremely controversial office here in the city. But I want to know from you, because with this hire also came, this is an appointment, this is a hire led by Mayor Cavalier Johnson, who again I respect greatly, great human being. But Mayor Cavalier Johnson said in his words, I need y'all to trust my judgment. I need y'all to trust me on this one. Now, again, just because I think somebody has done a decent job in certain areas, there's other areas that I question. So my ears were perked when I heard him say, I need y'all to trust me in this role. He said this is the sort of person whose lived experience, I think, brings a lot of value to this, right? But based off Cavalier Johnson's track record, I want to know from y'all, can you trust him in his decision of hiring Adam Purcell? Do you trust our leadership in choosing the right leaders? Based off the track history and track record, I say no. But what do you say? 833-212-1017. Al from Milwaukee. You're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, my answer to your question, hell no. I don't trust nothing he say. Now, if I was white, I'll trust everything you say because I know how he show up and show out for the whites. But see, I don't trust him because he has no connection to the black community. And when you are indoctrinated, I can't really trust you. Now, I still invite you to the picnic and know you cannot eat them ribs with a knife and a fork, but you still get an invitation. But hell no, I don't trust it.
Wait, when you say eat the ribs with a knife and a fork, I'm gonna get back. What you mean? Do people eat ribs with a knife and a fork? And I'm gonna get back to you.
Well, the thing is, sometimes when people are like indoctrinated, when they get around black people, they act totally different because they're out of their comfort zone because they have been so grown to the white ideology. So I would still give them an invitation, but when you say trust me, like that 84 Chevette with $88,000, hell no, I wouldn't trust nothing you say. That's like you asking me to trust God. Hell no.
Oh wow.
Look at where we at now. Absolutely not. Not today or any day. Hell no.
I appreciate
Have a good day, Kyle.
You as well. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. I appreciate you as always. And I mean, that's Al's truth. 833-212-1017. Also on the talking text line, a really good point made because it's part of this process, and I alluded to it last segment, is that Adam wasn't part of the original cast of applicants, and he did not have to do an open forum and talk to community, right? And that's why one of the reasons why I'm sure Cavalier said, I need y'all to trust me on this one. And Will D said it's not fair that Adam Purcell didn't have to face the questions from the community like the three other candidates had to. The community would be more accepting if they had the opportunity. Nothing against him. And that, again, I 100% think that is a fair criticism and fair feedback, right? And it just seems like so many times in this city, we're so open to skipping steps, right? We're so open to thinking that we know best, right? But the reality of the situation is that what we have seen and the results we've gotten in the city is that most of the folks in charge of the city don't know best. They need collaboration. They need input from the city. They need buy-in from the community in order for us to truly embrace this individual, in order for us to get real change done. But again, 833-212-1017, line of banana. You don't trust Mayor Johnson?
No, I do not. Because he makes decisions based on what will make white people happy, and he just totally excludes black people. Like, for example, what was that big, ugly, raggedy, run-down truck doing on the north side? That was a terrible decision for him to make in order to minimize or to stop a reckless driving. So no, I don't trust anyone's decision who, favor towards the whites and don't care about us.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that is one of my biggest criticisms that I have, is the fact that I don't believe that we've done enough. We haven't seen enough development, and we haven't seen enough investment in the north side of the Milwaukee. As being someone who, is frequently downtown and well-versed with a lot of things going on, there is a big push of downtown, and I just have not seen the development in Milwaukee. And something that I always will hold against Cavalier until we get something done is the fact that he was the home district for Capitol Court, now called Midtown. And when I look at Midtown, I look at how there's nothing there. Right? You have some, you got Pick and Save, you got Lowe's that closed down. You got Walmart that closed down. You have, I believe Concordia might even left their campus that they had at Midtown, right? You have all these vacant buildings inside of
Walgreens.
Yeah, well, Walgreens just closed. You're right. So there's just so much when I look inside of that district where, for me, again, I take a lot of stuff to heart, right? I take anything I touch to heart. And so I feel like if I was an alderman or alderperson and that was my district, I would fight tooth and nail. If I became the mayor, that would still be my home district that I would deliver the bacon to make sure the residents that voted for me initially and now I'm in another position, I would definitely be looking out for them. And I just don't feel it from him, right? Again, it doesn't mean he's not a good person. It just means he has different priorities than what we have. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And I believe you too, Kyle. I do, because you're real. You the truth.
I appreciate it.
And I love you for that.
I love you
All
as
right.
well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 833-212-1017. We're having a conversation talking about the Office of Violence Prevention, now known as the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. I wholeheartedly believe Tory Lowe is the reason why it is no longer called the Office of Violence Prevention. I think he talked about him enough that it led them saying, okay, we gotta move away from this name because Tory Lowe is giving us way too much smoke. And so they had to change the name in order to get some of the heat off their back because they said we can't prevent violence. We can just only try to help after. And so that's why they're now the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. But 833-212-1017. Of course, always when things happen in the city of Milwaukee, it's not always the smoothest. And there was a selection process, an application process for who will be the new leader of the formerly known as Office of Violence Prevention. And the applicants that applied went through the process, and then all of a sudden they brought somebody else in, and Adam Purcell, to come for the position. Adam didn't have to go through the exact same rigorous process for the application process, but he was selected, and the mayor is asking us to trust him. And what I want to know, Truth Nation, do you trust that Cavalier Johnson made the right appointment, and do you trust Cavalier Johnson when he says you have to trust me? Many of y'all are saying no. Bonnie in Milwaukee, what do you say?
I said, no, I don't trust him. I'm looking at his record as mayor, and this is his second term, and I agree with you that he has not done, I know he's mayor for the whole Milwaukee County, but in the process, I think that he's just a person that pleases people of the other race. He's like, I hate to use this term, but this is what I was thinking about with people like that. The movie Django, remember, with, what is this man's name?
Jamie
L.
Foxx
Jackson.
and Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, yep. Django,
Yeah.
where Jamie Foxx was a
think-
slave, and then he broke free, and he murdered all the whites, slave owners.
But I'm not relating him to Jamie Foxx. I'm relating to Samuel L. Jackson. We've got a lot of people like that.
Are you calling
Samuel
Cavalier
was
Johnson
down-
Uncle Ruckus? Damn, that's strong.
Yes. Yeah, well, it is very strong, and I'm a person that loves people. I love my people. I would give them props. But see, I'm talking about on a subtle level, come out that strong. There are just too many people that are, as the other lady talked before me, that are pleasing people that they made promises to become mayor. And it's just obvious that the city is being run down. I like the city of Milwaukee. I love my city. I wanted, I'm an older person. I remember back in the day when it was cleaner, and even with Barrett being mayor, he may be a protege of him, but things, the city had a lot more potential, and it was cleaner, and streets were better. We are not getting anything, and this is going on a term now and another term for him. And I would give all props to him. But this violent, what is the name of the program that? Can you tell me again that?
So this office,
Ashanti Hamilton.
Yes. So
Ashanti Hamilton.
When Ashanti Hamilton was hired, it was called the Office of Violence Prevention. During that time, they changed it to the Office of Community Wellness and Safety.
Nothing was done then on Ashanti Hamilton. That is our tax dollars money. And the only reason why I really get upset over this whole thing is my tax dollars. All of us are paying into the system. Nothing was done then by them changing the name. Nothing's been done. They could actually, I think Cavalier Johnson could have given this to Von Mays, who's on the street with young people, and that young people a lot of them are doing criminal activity now.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, and there definitely needs to be. I think part of it. Thank you so much for calling in, Bonnie. And I agree. Is that my hope is that Adam Purcell is able to utilize his lived experience to be able to get a group of folks together to continue to be in the streets. Like Tory Lowe, I believe, had 411 Life on the radio last week, and boy, that was interesting to hear. Internal beef that was going on. That was crazy. They have folks who's supposed to be stopping gunplay, encouraging gunplay. Crazy. But we definitely have to come together as a community. Thank you so much, Bonnie, and thank you so much, Al. White Widow, Millicent, I see y'all. We're going to get to the other side, but 833-212-1017. This is an important conversation to have because we all love this city and we all love this community and want it to be safer, but we all want to make sure that we're not having nepotism when it comes to the selection of important positions, and that has been a track record of the city of Milwaukee before Cavalier Johnson. Quick note as well, Bonnie said Cavalier Johnson, this is his first time being elected for a first full term. He was elected to fill and end the term for Tom Barrett last time, and he's only the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. And lastly, I don't think Cavalier Johnson's an Uncle Ruckus because I think that's rude and disrespectful to say. So I completely disagree. He's not Samuel Jackson as well. He's a good man, has a good heart, raising a great family. I just disagree with some of his policies. But this is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. On the other side, we're going to answer the question. Do you trust Cavalier Johnson like he's asking you to when it comes to the appointment of the Office of Violence Prevention of Adam Purcell without him having to go through the full application process? This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. We'll have more in 4 minutes.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
This summer, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HDTVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
Marquette University High School football lives here. Catch all the action of Hilltoppers football on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Tune in this Friday night as the Hilltoppers kick off their 2025 season hosting the Arrowhead Warhawks. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.J. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Berghardt Sporting Goods.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snibe. A day after their 14-game win streak came to an end, the Milwaukee Brewers beat the Cubs in Game 1 of their 5-game series at Wrigley Field. This one by a final score of 7-0.
1-1. Durbin, a high fly to left. It is way back and gone. Durbin almost out onto Waveland. Second hit of the game, and the Brewers Brewers strike back. It's 2-0 on Durbin's 7th.
Freddie Peralta also going 6 scoreless in that game, and the Brewers now with a 9-game lead in the National League Central Division. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL, where Jordan Love returned to practice after his thumb procedure last week. The team will welcome in the Seattle Seahawks this week for a joint practice ahead of their Saturday preseason finale that is set to kick off at 3 p.m. at Lambeau Field. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Kyle Walsh, your host of Truth to Power, and we're talking about the new leader of Milwaukee's Violence Prevention Office, now known as the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. He was not one of the 3 prior finalists. So it's a little, as always with Milwaukee, it's always something different with the way that we go about things. But our Mayor Cavalier Johnson is asking people to trust his judgment. He's asking for people to trust in Adam and the work he has done, but he's asking people to trust his judgment, as in Mayor Cavalier Johnson's judgment. And that's what I want to hear from you all. Do you all believe in Cavalier Johnson and his judgment to hire the right leadership to truly help Milwaukee thrive, succeed, and grow? 833-212-1017. This is a critical role for the city of Milwaukee that has had turnover. We have had 5 different leaders in the span of 4 years. 2 of them interim, as Karen Tyler was in charge of the Office of Violence Prevention after Ashanti Hamilton left after 2 years. Prior to that, it was Anita Holloman that was also there in the interim after she was fired. So now we have our 5th person in 4 years running the Office of Violence Prevention. There's no way that we can actually have some type of sustainable success with year after year us having turnover in that office. And I want to know whose fault is that, and I want to know if you trust the judgment of Cavalier Johnson. 833-212-1017. Thank you so much for holding. White Widow, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good morning, afternoon. Absolutely not. And the fact of the matter is, what do we as a community or the city of Milwaukee know about this office? I mean, it's a $5 million annual budget. And I'd like to know how much this man is getting paid. That's another thing. A lot of our social services have been pawned off to nonprofits, and the executive director of these nonprofits, what they're making, it's shameful. Also, Tori was involved, and so was I. I had called Miss Howell. I'm sorry if I'm killing her name, because I was intrigued about this organization, and I was doing stuff on the streets. I thought, man, what? Maybe they can give us a bump out here. And so I called in to find out that I called in November. She's not available. Her voicemail says until March.
But what are you? Wait, can I ask you what exactly are you talking about? Who did you call?
Miss Hollowell, the before Ashanti, that representative of Office of Violence.
Anitra Holloman.
I'm sorry. Yes, I said I killed. But anyway, so I called and I found out that her voicemail said, "I'm not it's March, right? 4 months away." So I called her. Anybody I could get there, and I said, "Where?" Well, she's obviously not on the clock, is she? Oh, yes, she is. Her voicemail hadn't even been changed. Okay, that's fine. We put it on the air with Tori and the Ashanti, that young mom with 6 kids with the fire, not hearing anything. I called Ashanti. I left a voicemail. I mean, it was like the skies opened up. The guy responded. I ran down.
So what concerns do you have, White Widow? Also, Ashanti Hamilton's salary was $121,000 a year when he was here.
Thank you, sir. My concern is the selection process. It breaks my heart that people went there through the selection process that was established, applied, and he went outside of that. That's like the archaic days in the plant where people would apply based on seniority, merit, and everything else, and the company would go behind their back and get someone who was more conducive to doing the wishes of the company, and maybe not the best for all. What does this office do? Can anybody tell me what $5 million is spent on an annual basis? We found out one once
audit.
we found out what.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I got to go to the next call. White Widow, thank you so much for calling. I know she told me, she said, Kyle, I don't call your show because you only have an hour, and you know I can go. I know you can go, White Widow. I know you can go. And so I'm right there with you. What does this office do? I think that's another conversation, but that's what I said. Audit. That's why we need audits. 833-212-1017. Millicent in Milwaukee. You're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts? Do you believe and trust that Cavalier Johnson got it right with this new selection?
I don't know if he got it right because this is one of those positions I'm kind of still confused about. What exactly are they supposed to do? If the people committing crimes and being violent are in your family and you can't stop them, really, what can the city do? But we'll move on. As far as the expectations of this office, we don't know what this office can do. What is it supposed to do?
Yeah.
And Cavalier Johnson, he is the mayor. So the decisions he makes, whether you like his decisions or not, those are his decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And when we think about how the city is right now, it has nothing to do with the way downtown is being ran. What's going on the north side has to do with what you're doing in your house, what's going on in your home. You cannot blame the city that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. The north side, it looks like it looks because y'all don't care.
That's true.
There's no jobs over here because you run the people away. The people who would want to come over here and start a company aren't going to do it because they're going to get ran off the road.
Well, they had they had a meat packing plant that they was going to put over there, but the community don't want the. They didn't want the.
And we didn't want that because that stinks. Come on, that stinks. We don't need that. And if you want that job, catch the bus over to Franklin. It's still over there.
It is. It is.
My thing is, y'all have to stop. It's like you complain about everybody who gets this job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If y'all think that they're going to put somebody like a Tory Lowe or Von Mays in that position, no, because I want my tax dollars going to people who are qualified for the position. And just because you do the hard work in the streets, I need you to go to college and get some little education behind that.
Do you think Ashanti Hamilton was? Oh, wait, hold on. Millicent, do you think Ashanti Hamilton was qualified for the position or no? Just really quickly, yes or no?
I think Ashanti Hamilton has a degree. So that's all I'm going
Corey
by.
got a degree, so
See, I'm going by the old school of the education. What is the job supposed to do?
Oh, thank you, Ms.
Everybody says the same. What is he supposed to do?
Thank you, Millicent. I appreciate that. I think that's a good finish, and I want to answer that question quickly before we go to Mr. Moore. Is that the Office of Violence Prevention is? You know what? I have a whole last segment that I can give that out. Rhea, you supposed to be in my ear saying, Kyle, save it. So I'm going to save it. I think Millicent brought up some great points, right? Like we complain about a lot, but what are we doing to better our community, right? 833-212-1017. Mr. Moore, you'll be the last one. And what is your thoughts on the hire for the new position of the Office of Violence Prevention?
Hey, listen, I don't think we need it. Listen, this is what that is for. Like the 414 people. That person, just give the money to them. And to whoever saying they go do something in the streets, that person that we just hired is only thing he do is, give people money to do what they say they go do. We don't need that. If we go do something, like me, when I do something for kids, I just pay for it. But that would be nice if I could be like, look, I'm gonna do this for these kids right here. He goes some invoice. And you can send somebody out to see this, and then y'all can pay me, reimburse me for doing these for these kids and stuff. But they don't do nothing spectacular. They get $150,000 a year, and they don't do nothing. They make it seem like they out in the street doing that ain't their job. That's why y'all never saw Nita Holloman. I actually have to follow her and see what that position actually was about. And it wasn't nothing about her going out in the street doing nothing. It was all about her giving the right people the money to do what they were supposed to do. But, hey, today, you can't – it ain't no right person.
Yeah,
it ain't no right person, and they ain't know that.
I agree, and I think that might have been the reason why Cavalier Johnson made the selection that he made. So again, I appreciate the input, I appreciate the insight, and I appreciate the conversation, because I think it's an important conversation, because what's going on in our city is messed up. We had somebody on the talking text line at 833-212-1017. Calvin said, listen, I was just in Paris, and it felt crime-free. I'm telling you this right now. When you go to other places, and I'll be asking people, people talk about, they moved to different places. I think I was in Denver this week, and I was talking to somebody. Oh, and then my my cousin's girlfriend, I was talking to her when I got back. And, she went to school down in Arizona. And I said, I said, you want to stay in Milwaukee? She said, no, I don't want to stay here. She said, it's too ghetto. I said, what you mean by that? She said, I was down in Arizona. It's different. It just felt free. And I'm like, yeah, she's right. She's right. We don't realize the trauma that we are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Let me tell y'all, I saw people driving fast on the freeway down in Denver, but I didn't see reckless driving that we have here. I didn't see folks just running red lights. Legitimately, I saw somebody speeding to a red light, and they stopped. And me and my brother said, oh, we thought we were going to be in Milwaukee. And so what we have grown accustomed to is not normal here in the city of Milwaukee. It's not normal. What happens here in Milwaukee is not normal in a lot of different states. Like, we are in a constant state of trauma. I'm just telling y'all this right now. When you move to another state, move to the Southwest. Move to the Southwest and watch your peace of mind just change. I'll be seeing folks down in Arizona just so damn happy, just walking around, enjoying their lives, breathing in the fresh air. It's different. But I ain't never leaving this city because I love it. 833-212-1017. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. We'll wrap up the show on the other side.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations. Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Aww.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 101.7 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 21st from noon to 3 p.m. at Manpower Group, located at 100 Manpower Place. This event occurs in collaboration with Hip Hop Week. To register, visit joindcmke.com and choose the option to create your profile here. Completion of your profile is necessary to attend this event. Representatives from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Council members Russell W. Stamper II and Robert Bauman. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Manpower Group, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier. Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now, through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now till August 31st, 2025. See official rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play. We help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
One, two, three, ho!
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host, The Truth to Power, Kyle Walson. As always, we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue here in downtown Milwaukee. Thank you so much, Truth Nation, for chiming in on this conversation, because I think it's an important conversation to have. I really do. And I think Millicent was on to something when she talked about the fact that we can't pick and choose who Cavalier Johnson selects, right? I may disagree with the full process, but I have no choice but to hope and believe that Adam Purcell, the new director of the Office of Violence Prevention, will be able to be successful. See, I don't trust the judgment of Cavalier Johnson when it comes to selecting leadership for these vital roles, but I have to give him an opportunity. And Adam Purcell seems like a really good man who has done some extraordinary work in the community in taking his pain, his darkness, his past, and turning it into a positive. So I truly do look forward to hearing his ideas and watching him execute his plan, because that's all we can do is support him. 833-212-1017. Daphne on the talking text line said the caller was saying she wants her tax dollars to go to someone who's qualified. How is a convicted murderer qualified? Chevy should have nominated Vaughn or Tory. They would be better than a convicted felon gang member. What are we doing here? Just a lot of hot mess. Milwaukee leadership looks like clowns. I understand the criticism of that, and that's something that he understands. Adam understands when he walks every single day. Is just because he has rehabilitated himself, and just because he's doing great work, it doesn't take away the fact that he was part of a murder. Now, when it comes to Tory, Tory ain't going nowhere. Tory's staying right here. We need him more, and going to an Office of Violence Prevention wouldn't do nothing but handcuff him. He needs to be able to have a freedom. So I need him here, and I need him working with the community where he's free to do whatever he wants. But again, I appreciate y'all chiming in today. And again, I'll stress that we may not trust, and I do not trust, the judgment of Cavalier Johnson when it comes to selecting leadership. I think he's done a good job downtown. I think he's a great man, but I don't trust his judgment based off the hire of Willie Hines, which was a complete disaster and never took accountability for it being a disaster. Willie Hines was able to walk out and retire himself and not be fired. And based off the selection of Ashanti Hamilton to run the Office of Violence Prevention, which he had no past history that made him qualified for the job. So I'm going to say good luck, Adam. I hope you succeed, because the city needs you. This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. The Tory Lowe Show is up next. And peace out. I will see y'all tomorrow.
If you have built-in advantages